Hi, this is Mark with Skyway University, and we've done a video on a Rans S21, which is what this is, Rans S21, home-built experimental, very, very high quality. But we're going to do a quick look around on this one because it's got the most exceptional and unique paint job on it that I've ever seen. And it isn't the same on both sides. So we're going to just walk around it and look at some of the detail on this thing. So the engine that's in it is a massive V8. You can tell by the exhaust pipes, look. But not really. That is dead flat. And the engine in it is a Lycoming 160 horse injected, normal 172 engine, but it's got a constant speed prop. Fuel injected, constant speed prop, 160 horsepower, 100% electronic. You can lean every cylinder individually. It has dual ignition systems. It's fully electronic. There's no magnetos in it at all. It's incredibly modern. But look at the graphics on that. I mean, that looks like it's got, there's like a bucked rivet there and Cherry Max rivet there with shadow on it with that plaque on there. And that's all flat. That's not even on there. And the exhaust pipes, you'd think you'd get soot on your finger. They've just been painted on, and each one is accompanied by a rivet with a bit of stain, a shadow, and some exhaust. Like here, look at the exhaust on the side here, painted on, and this vent. This is the Steampunk side of the plane. The other side's different. This vent is showing like exhaust coming out where it's staining the metal, and even behind the real rivets there's little stains on it. The artwork is unbelievable. So let's go around the further back here and have a look at this. This lift strut, if you look at the top of it, is folded aluminum with rivets. You can see the rivets on it, but it's actually just a good old regular lift strut. It's painted on. And then look at these, each one painted on, slightly bucked, so you can see the buck mark and a shine on each one coming past here. And this is all just paint. More vents, more rivets. And if you look at these rivets here, look closely at each one, it's got a little shadow around it, and it's a map where it's a little scenery of Nevada, like that was shiny, and behind you was the sun. There's the landscape and the sun glinting off the chromed surfaces of each rivet. Can you imagine the time it took to do that? And then obviously along here, the same. Look at the end number, it's like rusty boilerplate with stains under it, and that's all perfect under a beautiful clear coat. I can't even feel the transitions on it. You probably can't even see the paint because I'm rubbing it so much. But, it's absolutely amazing. And then if you look at the tail, it's Monument Valley with a lizard, which is a theme you'll see on the other side too, flying a metal paper airplane. Just incredible artistry and detail on it. So this was the side, the husband and wife owned the plane. The wife wanted steampunk retro military, and the husband wanted Jimmy Buffett. So let's go and look at the other side. Look at, in the whole scheme of things, look at how the front of the cowling is light blue and the spinner's light blue, and the blue transitions seamlessly through the length of the plane, getting darker, 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 and darker until it's very dark blue. Can you imagine being the painter that could do that, transition the entire length of the fuselage from one color to another? The blue transition that fades from light to dark on the fuselage also fades from light to dark on the wingtips, going out towards both tips. There's been a lot of planning involved with this. And then this side is the Jimmy Buffett side, and she's still called Tin Lizzie, but this is obviously painted on wood with the little rivets with each one with the scenery showing. And this darker wood, apparently he puts on like a dark color, and he puts orange on it, and then he puts a slow drying dark brown over it, and then puts glad wrap or cling film or plastic cellophane over it, and then moves it around on it, and then takes it off, and it leaves that wood effect. And you're all thinking, who is this guy? He's called John Stahr, S-T-A-H-R. He painted this plane. He does all kinds of custom paint, and John Stahr is Stahr Designs. I haven't looked him up online, but I'm sure he's the only guy that does it like this. So if you're interested, John Stahr painted this plane. Look at the strut here. This strut is wood. Well, it's not wood, it's metal, but it's painted like wood. And then the side panels like an old Woody car all the way down the sides. Each one riveted with a little bit of stress on the wood, each side of each rivet with the same design on each rivet. Each one. And then if you look at the end number, it also is polished chrome, but it isn't. And it's got a little bit of landscape with the reflection of the sun in every letter. Amazing. And this side scene is a very Jimmy Buffett-y kind of Florida Keys scene with the tiki hut and the bras hanging up, and drinks, stools, there's even some beer cans, parrot, and there's the lizard again, Tin Lizzie, surfing. This took a week. He took 8 days. He did this. And he did all the big pieces too. He didn't just do the design. He painted the whole plane. He painted the white and the blue. He painted everything. He painted it from bare metal to this while staying at this person's house in 8 days. I can't tell you the price because it's probably changed, but John Stahr painted this thing, and it's just one of the wildest paint schemes for a wife and a husband that couldn't agree on colors on both sides. So John said to them, have one each. And it worked. So beautiful it is on the outside. Everybody obviously wants to see what it is on the inside. This plane is actually a 2022 Rans S21 with 96 hours total time on it. And it's got the GRT package in it, which is synthetic vision. These are GRT 10s. They're the latest version of the equivalent of like a Garmin, G3X. This is a GRT 1 with all engine management. There's RPM and there's TAC and EGT, CHT, and battery and oil pressure and all the gauges, and then there's a computer down here that you can flip through various different modes. But you can lean each cylinder over here, lean of peak on, and you can lean each cylinder to perfection. And this is the mixture. This button here is the mixture. So if you're flying it, that's where it lives. If you're flying it and you want to lean it, you just turn that and it'll get leaner and you'll see the fuel consumption going down. 2 fuel pumps, which are under here. I'll show you them. There they are. You start the engine on both, and in cruise, just turn one off or turn one on. And it's the redundancy of having 2 pumps. And if you turn them both off, the engine quits. So don't do that. 2 fuel pumps. But that is what it's like on the inside. And I went to get this in Nevada and flew it back here to Placerville. And I got to 10,500 feet much faster than my own Mooney, which was being flown by Greg next to me, and over the Sierras and back to Placerville. And I was only 10 minutes behind him, and it's got 850s on it. It's very fast for a small plane. Not as fast as the Mooney, of course, because look at it, but it shouldn't be. But it was a lot faster than it should have been for what it is. These S21s are fast. But beautifully appointed, very, very nice. But the main thing I wanted to show you was the paint job. So let's save the battery. So Mark at Skyward University, just having a quick look. As I said at the beginning, we've done Rans S21s before. We've actually done another nose wheel like this. There's a video on this channel, and another tail dragger, which we did a kind of impromptu stole drag race with Juan Brown, and he was in a Husky and then a Carbon Cub. We tried both of them, and the Rans kind of did pretty well as a tail dragger against those 2 planes. But this one really I wanted to show you, A, it's beautiful, but B, the paint job is just worth having a look. So I'm glad you enjoyed looking over it with me. There's a ton of other videos on this channel, and subscribe on the link if you would. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, but it helps us with the numbers for YouTube. And then we have merch on the channel too, and like and click on the notifications for other videos. I keep promising the beaver. Well, it's in the process. It's being put on floats at the end of this month, so we're getting it here on wheels before that happens. So it's going to be in the next week or so, a de Havilland beaver. So thanks very much for watching, and watch that one when it comes to.